Hello, this is Steve Mills, and today I want to talk to you about how to get your advertising working without spending a fortune and wasting money and literally flushing it down the loo, because that's very easy to do, whether that be on Google Ads, Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever it is. Let's face it, even if you're back in the good old days of advertising in magazines and newspapers, let's face it, most advertising doesn't work. Now, I say that not to be negative, not to decry the advertising industry, but it's just a fact. Now, the question is, why doesn't it work? What's wrong with it? What's wrong with putting a message in front of thousands of people and hoping that some of them, you only want a few, will respond to that advert and hopefully either book a meeting or buy your product or whatever it is, whatever you're trying to get them to do? Well, there are many reasons, but there's an old saying in the advertising industry that the headline is the advert for the advert. Now, if that's the case, then it ought to be that we spend a significant amount of time and effort producing really good headlines. That just makes sense, doesn't it? So if that's the case, then we need to think about the structure and content of our headline as, you know, I don't know, 80% of the effectiveness of your adverts are in the headline. Now, I want to be clear, I just made that statistic up. That's not based on anything, scientific formula, but I don't think I'm far out. You know, sometimes it could be 90% even. It might only be 70%. Who knows? I certainly don't, but I do know it's incredibly important. So I've got today for you a formula. There's 5 different things that I've written down just in my little book. I've got a little black book here. Well, it's actually quite a big black book, and it's full of tips and things that I've learned. You can't really see it because I've got my background on, but you get the idea. So I'm going to go through them. So these are, by the way, not ideas that Steve's come up with, not my latest thing. These are things that I've learned that are proven not by me, but by magazines, newspapers, the advertising industry. This actual formula here is something I learned from one of the world's leading sales and marketing experts that I've learned a lot of my skills from, a guy called Frank Kern. So a big thank you for Frank for teaching me this. And with Frank's permission, I'm hopefully going to be able to teach you this. I haven't actually got Frank's permission, but I'm sure he wouldn't mind, especially as I've given him credit for it. But here we go anyway. So number 1. X ways to Y. X ways to Y. So what do I mean by that? So I might produce an advert called the seven ways to get more people to your website, or the five ways to get your dog to come to heel, or the 5 ways you can improve your looks and reduce weight. Whatever it is, yeah, whatever it is for you, it's like 5 things. It could be 3, the 3 ways to do X. That's really what we're talking about here, okay? So the next one is a similar one, and this is X ways to Y, but in Z time. Okay, so I might do 5 ways to get more people to your website within 30 days. Yeah, or 5 ways to grow your business by 25% within 2 months. Or, again, from a weight loss point of view, 5 ways to lose 2 stone of body fat in 90 days. You get the idea? So what we're doing here is we're saying, right, do this, what I'm an expert in, and you'll get that. That for me is so much better than all these cutie, funny little headlines that you see all the time. It's like, buy my stuff and this will happen. or buy my stuff and this will happen within 90 days or within 7 days or whatever it is. So buy my way, do X and you'll get this result within this time. So X ways to Y in Z time. That's number 2. Number 3, X resources to help you Y. So I might do an advert on Google that says, here are 5 resources to help you improve your advertising. You get that? Yeah. I might do 3 resources to help you grow more flowers in your garden. That's probably a pretty rubbish one, actually, but I'm making this up as I go along, as you probably tell. But you get the idea of it. You know, instead of ways, we're sort of just using the word resources, I suppose, to help you to Y. Next one, X tips to Y. Here are my 20 tips to network more effectively. Yeah, X tips to do this. Here are my 5 tips to improve your email marketing. Here are my 5 tips to double the amount of business you win on LinkedIn. Yeah, so this is so transferable. It's just a structure. It's a formula. And then the last one, which is probably my favorite one, how to X without Y. Well, you could do how to X without Y in X amount of time. You with me? So you can take these formulas and you can mix them up a bit. You could even do how to X with X amount with Y amount of resources and get this result in 6 weeks. You know, they're very, very transferable. So how to X without Y. So I might do how to grow your business in 12 months by coming on my results mastery program without spending a fortune on marketing that doesn't work. You with me? So I'm promising the result, how to get this by doing this without doing that. This is really, really powerful stuff, guys, and could make a massive difference to your business. Let me give you one quick story. This is absolutely true. I worked with a company that sold a product for 2.5 million quid. If you want to buy one, they're 2.5 million quid. They've been advertising on the back of a glossy magazine for 6 months. They're spending £2,000 a month. So it cost them £12,000. This was my first meeting with them. I'd not met them before. And in the meeting, I was asking them about what are they doing in terms of marketing right now. So they told me that we're doing this and we're doing that and we're doing, oh, and by the way, we're advertising on the back of this magazine. We got very proud of this very glossy, really nice looking advert. And I said, oh, right, well, that looks really good. Tell me, how much business has it created? And they looked a bit sheepish and they said, none. I said, well, how many leads? None. Okay, so what we're going to do about that then? And they sort of said, well, we don't know. We're hoping you'd come up with that, Steve. And I said, well, we got a couple of options, I think. We either stop doing it, because that's one alternative, and we go, do you know what? This is not working. Let's not do it. Or we change the headline, because, and as I told you, the headline is the advert for the advert. And I'm not sure your headline is as good as it could be. They said, well, what about brand awareness? Because what they had is the name of the company across the top. And I said, well, do you want brand awareness or would you like leads and sales? I went, oh, yeah, leads and sales. Yeah, definitely. I want it. Right. Okay, let's do what Steve says. What do you think we should change it to, Steve? So I decided that the best way of changing it was to say what their product did. What were the benefits? So we changed it from the name of the company to how local authorities can save 20 to 40% on recycling costs, which is what the equipment did. Okay, it saved local authorities 20 to 40% in recycling costs. Now, local authorities are spending somewhere between 8 and 20 million a year on recycling, or they were back then. I think it's probably a lot more than that now. Now, it depends on, obviously, the size of the local authority and so on and so forth. But not a bad deal. You invest 2.5 million and you get 8 to 20 million back each year over the next 10 years of the product. Long story short, we stuck that advert into the magazine. So we didn't change anything else, just changed the headline. The following month, when it was published, they got 5 leads. They converted 2 of those leads into sales and made £5 million. 5 million quid. It took me about 10 minutes using what I've just taught you there to figure out how to, it was, I identified the market, how local authorities can save 20 to 40% on recycling. Without, I don't think I did the without, actually. I just did the how to do this, which again is another. If you look at books, there are, I don't know, I dread to think, hundreds of books with the words how to improve your gardening, how to lose weight, how to become fitter, how to find a new partner, how to get divorced, how to get married, how to, you name it, there is a how-to book about it. I'm pretty sure that's the case. There are certainly many, many, many hundreds of books called how to, and also programs and so on and so forth. So that's it. I hope that was of value. Went on a little bit, but I hope if you stuck with me, you'll have got a load of value from it. I really do think so. So go and have a look at all your adverts. Now, one other thing here, this doesn't just apply to your adverts. This applies to your emails. This applies to your social media posts. This applies to your reports that you've written. If I write a report, like a downloadable report, that I'm going to give people in exchange for their contact details, and that's called, I don't know, 5 ways to get more leads into your business in the next 30 days. That's going to be of interest to people because it says what it does on the tin. Yeah. So, think about your versions of that and how you can use it, not only in your advertising, on your website, okay, on your blog posts, on your reports, on your emails, when you stand up at an event. I could go to a networking event, a Chamber of Commerce, and I have to stand up and do my 40 seconds of fame. And I say, hi, my name's Steve Mills. For 28 years, I've been showing business owners how to make more money, get more leads without spending a fortune on marketing in the next 30 days. If anybody's interested, please come and talk to me. How cool is that, guys? How cool is that? I hope it helps you. If you want to catch me on LinkedIn Live, you can. If you want to connect to me, actually, I'm doing it the wrong way around, aren't I? If you want to connect to me over there, you're very welcome. If you want to book a meeting with me, I have been doing this for 28 years. I've worked with thousands of businesses, probably just like yours, and I've helped them to grow massively in that time. If you want to know more, give us a shout. Thanks very much.